So I was trying to put what I'm feeling into verse, and I realized it's impossible. And maybe that's a bit weird. And I've already said that, but while I'm suffering and I feel like incredibly shit about a lot of stuff, mainly about a woman, that I think I would like to be with, but that just never contacts me. And that, sums it up for all women I ever tried to be with. At a certain point, they just wanted to be away from me. And so, I'm getting to that point where I say, why even bother? Why even bother to be with a woman if it just makes life incredibly complicated? I would have to put up with her shit. I already have to deal with mine. How am I supposed to deal with somebody else's shit if I have too much on my plate? Like, I'm alone for the weekend, like really alone. Everybody left because, I can't go anywhere because I have no money and no means to travel. And I don't feel like sleeping in the forest. That's just how it is. And so I'm kind of dependent on other people leaving so that I can have a few quiet moments. And I was just shouting a couple of times because I'm so angry. And that's why my voice is a bit more raspy. But the thing is, what am I supposed to do? Right? Am I supposed to make music that sounds really happy if I feel like, I'm really shit? Am I supposed to do what now? Am I supposed to really embrace life and say, hey, I'm gonna throw myself out there and I'm gonna do whatever I want? Because the truth is, I don't think I'll ever be really free. Because there's always something, there's always some kind of need I have to deal with. There's always something that's keeping me trapped. And I think it's just something you have to accept. That there's always something that you need. And at least for myself, the thing is, when I say, I want to be with a woman, or one specific one, it makes me incredibly angry. And I just want to smash her face in. I'm just saying that because that's how it feels like. I'm incredibly angry. And because I feel like I'm being denied love, I have to hate. But that's, of course, a spiral down into hell. Which means if you're being denied love, you give it to yourself because you're not a little baby anymore. You're not depending on other people's love. You can give yourself love. You can make yourself pancakes. You're not 3 years old and you're not 1 year old, right? If it's cold, you can put up on another blanket. You don't have to run to mommy to get another blanket or wait for a woman to give you something. And maybe, like in my situation, I think, it's this one woman where I think, wow, she blew my mind. But if she doesn't want to have anything to do with me for whatever reason, what can I do about that? That's just how it is. So I have to pick myself up and I have to say, fuck it, stop moping, or maybe mope a little bit, Eat your ice cream, eat until you're sick. Watch movies and cry a little and then get over it and then move on. Because the truth is, every time I think about this woman, it just drags me down because first of all, she's not here. Second of all, I don't trust her because I don't trust anyone anymore because to me, everybody's just full of shit because everybody I've ever tried to be with just rejected me eventually. Nobody ever put up a fight when I wanted to leave, right? Nobody ever really put up a fight. And when they did, I didn't want them, so, what's the point? You see, it's like, what does it mean to be free? I don't really know what it means to be free because I don't have the feeling I've ever been free. Because I'm always clinging to all kinds of ideas. When I start thinking about having a relationship, there are so many factors that just immediately stress me out. It's just like, I want my partner to be like I am. But it's impossible. You cannot have a partner that's exactly like you are. I get angry about hugging people because I feel like, nobody should hug anyone anymore. That's how I feel like. No, that's how I feel like. But if I would have a partner now and she would hug people and then she would want to hug me, I wouldn't want to hug her anymore. Do you get what I'm saying? I mean, it's like incredibly complicated. So if I would have a partner, I would want that partner to want the exact same things that I want. But it's impossible, it doesn't work. Because she'll have her own needs. So I'll rather stay by myself. I'm rather alone than being with somebody that can never fulfill the expectations that I have. Because I don't want a little puppy that does what I say, but I also don't want somebody who's just like doing whatever she wants, right? I want like a companion that you can talk to and that you can say to, I have a problem when you hug other people, and that doesn't just run away and like, where you can just talk about having the emotion and then work it out because I know why I don't want to hug people. Because people use you to make themselves feel better, but at what cost? They should be able to hug themselves. I don't help anyone when I go around helping people. That's just my perspective. Finally free, I'm still figuring it out. Finally free is a load of bullshit. I haven't found anybody who's like free of anything. I've found people who sometimes feel like they're in charge and then, the next moment it's like bam, back in the pit. That's usually how it is with me. I have moments where I feel good and peaceful. And one day later, I want to shout into my pillow or punch through a wall. That's generally how it works with me. I'm like drawn between love and hate and all that kind of stuff, and I really, as soon as I try to love, I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it because the idea I have of love is just a pile of bullshit. The idea I have of love is like, it's so, but it's not like that. Love is something true. And, whatever it is, it's just a fucking word. And all these words, all this expressing what people feel, I hate that. Because it's such bullshit, it's so pointless. I can speak about my emotions all day long. But nobody will really understand that. It doesn't really matter. To me, it's like kind of pointless. Because I've been doing this for 2 years now. Yeah, and that's a long time when you're mostly on your own. And to me, everything feels kind of pointless. And yeah, in the back of my mind, there's like always this hope lingering. Tomorrow, people will finally start listening to my stuff. Or finally start buying. But I'm at the point, I don't even want that anymore, right? I don't even want that anymore. But I also have nothing else to do. So, I'm just continuing to record stuff. And I still put myself out there because somehow I still have the hope that something that's a bit less shit than what I'm used to will come out of it. So finally free, I don't know what that means because I'm not free. I may think I'm a free spirit and, I might feel like doing certain things, but I'm not free. Because I'm living in a system that's a fucking lie. So I'm not free. I'm far from being free. I think the moment when I can say I'm free, I've already died. And until then, I just have to work with everything that keeps me trapped. Because that's the honest answer, I'm not free. And I cannot see myself ever being free. Because as long as I'm here, I have a certain responsibility for whatever job I came here to do. And that you may call sadhana. And therefore, yeah, you may say, I'm free, but free to do what? I cannot be free, but I can be. And that's the kind of weird stuff. It's just letting go and just doing what you're supposed to do. But when I'm supposed to do anything at all, how can I be free then? Well, you've got the freedom of choice, right? I mean, you know what you're supposed to do, and then you're just gonna do that. Yeah, but maybe I don't want to do what I'm supposed to do. Maybe I want to do something else. And so whatever idea we have of freedom is a pile of bullshit. Freedom does not exist. It doesn't exist. It's just you're here, you have something to do, you either do it or you don't. But the problem is if you don't do it, you're gonna feel miserable all your life. And if you do it, you might feel miserable as well. So it's all a pile of bullshit. Because freedom is just a word. Yeah, you have the freedom to do what you want, but you also have to face the consequences. So if you want to do what is hard, then you do that, but then it's going to be hard. And if you want to do what seems easy, then you're going to figure out that that too is going to be hard. Because you also have to resist other things. You feel like, I want to do that, right? I want to be self-employed because that's the real easy thing, yeah? You can say, I want to be self-employed because that's like the real easy thing because then nobody's going to tell me what to do and then I can just do whatever I want. Well, that's a fucking trap. Because you think it's going to be super easy to be self-employed. It's a fucking bitch. Because if nobody tells you what to do, you have to figure that out for yourself. And there are no rules for this. There are no rules for this. So you have to run entirely on trust and faith that this is somehow going to work out for yourself. But you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what you're gonna get. Maybe you're gonna get nothing. Maybe you're gonna get nothing. So working for other people is, of course, the easy solution. But it also isn't. Because if I let slide my dream of being self-employed to work for others, is that really easy? That's hard as well. So no matter what you do, everything is hard. Everything is hard. Everything is hard.